I'm a perk popper, she a skirt dropper. Hey, big racks in, Big Mac 10. Chiropractor nigga, make a nigga back bend. Flip the script again, baller.
Alright, today we're going to be scrolling through YouTube shorts about men's mental health. I feel like it's pretty important to talk about. A lot of men go through depression and suicidal thoughts, and I do feel like nowadays there's more pressure on the men, like me myself. I'm the only one that works at my house. I pay all the bills. There's a lot of pressure to try to get us ahead. And then I just got a hernia, so I had to deal with that. I don't want to do surgery, but I might have to because I have a physical job where I walk like 20,000 steps a day. So I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on men nowadays. So let's go ahead and react to some stuff.
How hard is it to get an honest, vulnerable conversation going in the Black community about mental health and mental illness?
If it's a private conversation, it's not hard at all. You know, brothers and sisters are always, spilling their hearts out to each other. Publicly, it might be a little bit tougher, just simply because when we wake up in the morning, we got to worry about just surviving, as human beings in this country. We had a term called hardcore, where, you had to walk around, keep your chest out, keep your chin up. You couldn't portray any type of vulnerabilities, any type of weakness, because if you did, you might be fooled out here.
How hard?
Yeah, I think the main thing that would kind of help get rid of that whole, I don't know, I know a lot of people would call it toxic masculinity, where you just gotta be tough all the time and no feelings. I think a big thing that would change that is real famous influencers like Duke Dennis, Marlon, like popular men streamers and stuff like that. If they talked about mental health more and made it seem like a more normal, cool thing to do, then the younger generation would follow.
If you at all care about male mental health, you have to watch this video. Remember, it's not always obvious of who is dealing with mental health issues.
Yeah. His friend probably packed himself up because the pressure of life got too much. And this sucks, like, I don't know, there's just so much pressure on men nowadays, and just from everything. Finding a female is harder, making enough money to support your family is harder, being the protector and provider of your whole family. Like, there's just a lot of shit that men have to deal with. And I feel like one of the best ways to deal with that is talking with people and going to the gym and taking care of yourself physically, because then it's kind of like a snowball effect. If you're taking care of yourself physically, then you start taking care of yourself mentally, and it's just overall good to take care of your health and stuff like that.
Did you know that men are 4 times more likely to take their own lives? Because men face extreme pressure and loneliness, and it's a struggle for us to express ourselves emotionally, as we face societal pressure to uphold emotionless, hypermasculine facade. But it's up to us to change that. And that's the goal of Men's Mental Health Month. Check in on the men in your life, because you never know what they may be holding in. If you feel like no one cares, go to the comments of this video and you will notice that people do. So bro, hang in there, because it will get better. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think a lot of men don't realize that, I mean, women also, that I just feel like suicide is never the answer. I always view life as like a roller coaster. There's going to be ups and downs and happiness and sadness. Like, literally everyone that is alive rides that roller coaster. And it's important to not let the downs affect you, And also realize that when you're up and happy, like that shit's not gonna last forever. The ups and downs don't last forever. So you need to just realize when you're in a happy moment, take full advantage of that. Have hella gratitude that life is going good for you. And also realize that at some point you're gonna go through some sadness, whether that's losing your job, losing a family member, losing your female. And once you get down to that low point, you need to realize again that that shit's not gonna last forever. You're gonna have another up and down and up and down. It's a cycle, and it's just something you have to deal with. And you have to realize the highs aren't forever and the lows aren't forever.
So the number one thing that correlates with male suicide.
Before we get into this one, Dr. K, I think a lot of men need to watch him. I've been listening to his videos a lot at work. He just seems very open-minded and just a good, I think he does therapy. He just seems very good to listen to about just a range of topics, especially like men's mental health and stuff like that.
It is not depression. And this is super scary. There's one study I saw recently that suggests that 50% of men who kill themselves have no history or evidence of mental illness. I believe the statistic in my clinical practice because I know what depression looks like. I know what bipolar disorder looks like. And half the men that I've worked with, at least, are not actually mentally ill. See, mental illness means a pathology of the mind, which means that the mind is malfunctioning. Most of the suicidal men that I work with, their mind isn't malfunctioning. They genuinely have a life that is no longer worth living. They're looking at things and objectively realizing that there's no way out of this situation. So they turn to suicide. So I know it's kind of like a very controversial statement, but I think that's what my clinical practice has shown. And there's some research to even back that up. So if we sort of look at what's going on with men, they have nowhere to turn to. And the number one thing that correlates with it is not mental illness, but is a sense of thwarted belongingness. But basically what happens is what causes people to kill themselves is they try to connect with others and they get rejected. So
Say it one more time, bro.
The devil only knows what you hear. God only knows what you think. That's why intention is powerful. So when people manipulate me with their words and start talking, I just listen to the vibration of it. And if it vibrate low, it's some lies there.
Say it one more time, bro.
One thing that I love about spirituality, I've always been like a pretty observant person, but I feel like getting into the spiritual side of things, like it just opened up my eyes to just listening to how people talk and like what he's talking about, the vibration and their intent with what they're saying. Like somebody can be saying nice shit to you, but if you pay attention, you can see like the underlying tone of them throwing shade your way or not meaning it. So it's just very important to pay attention to that stuff.
Just kill themselves and no one cares. Obviously now thinking about doing a men's mental health charity because the UK doesn't give any funding for it. There's no funding for men's mental health and it's the biggest killer for men between like 21 and 45. And no one talks about it. No one even mentions it, lad. We need to change it. As I said, women talk to each other. There's no stigma on women. They sit around and have a cup of tea and have a jangle. Men don't, lad. Men feel like, oh, I can't go and say that to him because he'll think I'm a little mushroom. You know what I mean? That's what men think. But as I said in the cage, I'd much rather my friend come to me and speak to me and cry on my shoulder than me have to cry when I'm carrying his coffin a week later. You know what I mean? Men.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a guy going through like mental problems and just stress and pressure and stuff like that, the best thing you can do if you have another male friend is to just bring it up and talk with them. Because most of the time that other male friend is going through the same shit. So then you guys both realize you're both going through the same shit and you can both help each other get through it. I just feel like you don't want to bring it up and they also don't want to bring it up because both of you guys are too scared to get called soft or a little bitch or whatever. But most like damn near every man who's going through the same shit feels the same depression and it's just rough out here for men right now. So I think the best thing you can do is talk to your friend, bring it up, and I would say 90% of the time, they're going to be going through something similar or the same damn thing. But that'll be it for today. Thanks for coming by. Like and subscribe. Peace.